Mufasa, a story about adopted brothers called Mufasa and Taka. When I first saw the trailer to it, I was actually still quietly optimistic. The original was great, so surely this was going to be on a similar level, right? Or summed up simply, it was alright. Not a special film, but still nowhere near as bad as some other people are saying it is. So let's get into what worked and what didn't. So straight away, the first question on everyone's minds, how were the visuals? The visuals were actually very good. In my opinion, they were nowhere near as bad as some other people are saying they are. I would even go as far as saying that they outdid The Lion King. Also, all of the voice actors did a great job, especially Aaron Pierre, who played Mufasa. He had such a difficult job taking over from the great James Earl Jones, but he 100% pulled it off. The other question I had was what storyline were they going to go with? Was it going to make sense? And was it actually compelling? And yes, I think it was a very good storyline. The story had a clear end goal of reaching Malele, which is also the Pride Lands, and the story of them getting there didn't feel slow or boring. I also liked how they portrayed Taka and Mufasa together. Both characters had depth and weren't too serious for most of the film. And lastly, some of the songs were absolutely brilliant. Okay, so that's what worked, but what didn't work? To put it bluntly, in most ways it's just not as good as the original Lion King. From the story to the dialogue to the actual end goal, it's just not as convincing. Another thing I wasn't too convinced about is the simple fact that Scar and Mufasa are not real brothers. I do agree with a lot of people that it takes away from the story of the Lion King. However, this didn't bother me as much as other people who believe that it ruined the film straight away. I just think it takes away from the original story. Also, while the actual songs were very good, a lot of them felt forced, and in my opinion if they had cut some out, the film would have flowed better. And lastly, while I didn't mind the story of how Tucker got his scar, him getting his new name felt a little bit forced. Okay, so what's the overall verdict? Overall, I think it's a fun movie, but it's nothing groundbreaking. I personally don't think it's going to be a classic like the original. However, it's still a good watch, and in my opinion, it's nowhere near as bad as some other people making it out to be. And that's why overall, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. But what would have made the rating higher? Put simply, I believe there should have been slightly less songs. A lot of the time, in my opinion, it ruined the pacing and the flow of the actual film. I also think they cut back to Rafiki, Pumbaa and Timon way too much, and this actually ruined the film as it disengaged people. Also, I think Scar portraying Mufasa was too quick. It almost felt like it came out of nowhere, so maybe a stronger reason to portray Mufasa could have improved the film. Also, I thought the villain played by Mads Mikkelsen was an interesting character, but they didn't really do much with him. I would have rather known more about him and why he was doing the things he was doing. But yes, overall, I think a 7 out of 10 is very fair for this film. So feel free to like and subscribe, and comment any film or TV show you want to see reviewed next.